Hello to all of the unfortunate souls who happen to click on my presentation. I am Andrew Wible, aka Wibbs. Don't call me that. Uh, I did my presentation on the advancements in technology in the film industry. I chose this topic because I love movies. It's pretty much that simple. I watch them all the time. Netflix, going out to the movies with friends. It's always cool. I love the thrill of them. And recently, in like recent years, there's been a lot of movies with all these really cool effects and stuff with CGI and surround sound and all this other fun stuff. Advancements of 3D and the use of digital effects. I remember my first 3D film as a kid, hence the Bugs Life picture here. Hint, hint. I look back on it. Personally, I don't think it was, or I never really enjoyed it that much as a kid. I mean, back in the day, obviously, they, with the, when they're just starting to come out with these 3D movies and stuff, it was still a new thing and they didn't really have the greatest resources at the time. I don't know. I compared to what we have now, Bugs Life and movies like the original Toy Story, the graphics or the animation style is just, there's a drastic difference. I mean, look at that ladybug. It's creepy. Avatar here was actually the first digitalized movie created, which is interesting. And often 3D outsells in movie theaters today, and it's a huge revenue boost for the industry. And they do a lot of these re-release movies, like previous Star Wars movies that were never in 3D originally. They are starting to re-release them in 3D now, and it's pretty cool. Back in the day, we used to have these the storage reels with the projectors, and they were pretty costly because for a whole movie, you needed a whole like line of movie reels, and each one was its own frame. And if you wanted in like color or something, which was already rare enough, you actually had to like paint it on with your hand. It was wild. Now we have these digital cameras, which are kind of wild. We even have them in our phones and stuff. And got all these fancy 4K cameras able to take zoom in whatever. uh, they're more cost and time effective. They take real time imagery, and you can manipulate it any way you want almost. And it's just quicker in productivity. Digital special effects. Big pioneers of the film industry, honestly. George Lucas, Star Wars, Steven Spielberg, Jurassic Park, E.T. I mean, can't go wrong with those. Digital effects of today got scene reconstruction, background modifications, digital stuntmen, entire sequences made in a computer. I mean, like I just mentioned, like with Bugs Life and Toy Story, unlike with Avatar, they used real life people as sort of the models for the movies themselves, and they put the effects over like the people. But like with Toy Story and Bugs Life, they're entirely made out of CGI. It's awesome. And unlike with these live action things, with the CGI movies, you have a lot more freedom, but maybe it takes longer, yeah. But honestly, the end result can be worth it sometimes. And reinventing old movies using digital effects like Star Wars is really cool. With see down here the difference between the old Yoda and the new Yoda is a yikes. The evolution of surround sound was first released in the 1970s movies Star Wars, which was cool. It was kind of like its own thing. and it sort of spread out to all the movies, and now you don't go to a theater without it almost. In the early 90s, the world was introduced to 5 digital channel surround sound known as the digital theater systems, or the DTS, first used in the movie Jurassic Park. It had crystal clear sound, like crispy. And in the 2000s, there was the Dolby Digital EX. It had rear speaker surround sound, and you could literally, unlike the original ones, which were like theater exclusive, you can start putting these in your house. I know personally, my family, they kind of went crazy. A few years back, they renovated the house, and now the living room has these like speakers in the ceiling, and it's really cool. And I'm sure with gaming, as a lot of you can relate to, that like when you're playing a game and you have surround sound, it becomes super immersive, and it's really cool. With CGI animation, probably the most significant advancement to date. Again, entire film created by the computer itself. And the 1995's Toy Story was actually the first CGI film ever produced. And then we have a bunch of other ones from DreamWorks and Pixar, like Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, all these great movies. And animated films recognized in 2002 by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, or the Oscars. I honestly didn't know it was called that. That's cool. And the cinema advancements on social media. Social media does play a huge factor with media and stuff. You may not realize it, but when you go on, like, okay, a new movie trailer comes out, and you get a notification on like Twitter or something, everyone's getting it at the same time, and it like instantly goes viral. I know the new Infinity Wars trailers for Marvel are some of the most recent, like most trending videos on YouTube. And yeah, same goes with Facebook and Google, all this other stuff. It really helps it out, and it helps promote the movie industry. And it just, yeah, it's prime real estate. Nah, but you get what I'm saying. The social media does help with the like income and stuff. They make a lot of money off of it. Well, in conclusion, it's been quite an adventure. I mean, from moving from like all those black and white movies where you literally had subtitles because there was no sound, to all the cool CGI movies and stuff that we have now. It's kind of amazing, honestly. Yeah, the film industry has had advancements like no other industry has ever seen before. The CGI and stuff, huge revenue maker, has a positive impact on society. Everyone loves movies, and yeah, fans like myself, and I know many others, couldn't be happier with how things are turning out. So that's the gist of it. I think it's my little presentation. Hope it wasn't too boring, but yeah, thanks for listening.